morning, children. Now this is your fifth chapter of your history, the revolt of 1857. As you have read earlier, what was the condition of India during British period. Now this revolt of 1857, that was an expression of popular resistance because nobody wanted that British rule at all. Now the British faced several uprisings like this from different parts of the country from 18th and 19th century. These outbreaks were the collective effect of the general feeling of the discontentment among the people. Now this famous revolt of 1857 was the first war of independence. It registered the participation of peasants, craftsmen, soldiers, artisans, nobles and rulers. Now we will see that what was the nature of the revolt. The revolt of 1857 was termed as Sepoy Mutiny by the British. Now most of the British contemporary writers such as James Outram and P.E. Roberts view that it was a mere mutiny of the soldiers which was brought about by the introduction of greased cartridges. Now they insist that the mutiny never had a mass participation and was concentrated mostly in the North India. Now Indian nationalist leaders such as Veer Savarkar and A. Mehta, they call this as a war of national independence because both Muslim and Hindus participated in this, and even the British Prime Minister Disraeli recognized it as a national revolt. The truth is that the rulers, the nobles and the sepoys all participated in it, and they call it as Sepoy Mutiny. Now what was the causes of revolt? First is the political causes. The first cause is the British policies under the subsidiary alliance and the doctrine of lapse reduced the native kings and princes to mere subordinates. Now native rulers and chieftains of Satara, Jhansi, Sambalpur, Nagpur and Awadh, they were made to part with their kingdom in an unjust manner. This created bitterness among them against British rule. Now expansionist policies of the British made all the Indian rulers suspicious of their intention. Now British discontinued the policy of granting pension and titles to the Indian rulers. Now that also caused distress and discontentment. Now economic causes, the various land revenue policies introduced by the British made the lives of peasants miserable. High rates of revenue collection of taxes by zamindars and the oppression of poor peasants created immense dissatisfaction. Now the peasants were often lost their rights on land and they became landless. Famines became regular. Now the British even confiscated the lands of old zamindars, especially in Awadh. This added anti-British sentiment. The artisan and craftsmen were ruined because of large-scale import of cheap British manufactured goods. In contrast to them, handmade goods seemed very expensive. As a result, their demand decreased. Now, people who were previously dependent on royal patronage for their livelihood found themselves unemployed due to displacement of the old ruling class. That the drain of wealth and extremely slow pace of industrialization added to the economic grievances to the people. Now the social and religious causes, measures such as abolition of sati, legalization of widow remarriage and introduction of women's education made the orthodox Hindus extremely restless. Now they viewed these measures as a threat to the established social order, whatever they were practicing till then, and were convinced that the British were all set to destroy their religion. The attempts of Christian missionaries to convert people to Christianity induced fear among some section of Indians. Now lands belonging to temples and mosques were taxed. Now, the British followed a policy of racial discrimination. Indians were denied high ranking jobs and promotions. They often faced humiliation and were looked down upon by the British. Caste norms were disturbed when Indians belonging to different castes were placed together in the army, prisons, and railway coaches. Now, military causes next. Indian sepoys comprised a major chunk of the British army. The Indian sepoys comprised a major portion of the British army, but they had various grievances against the British. Indians were considered inferior by the British and were paid less than their European counterparts. They were often humiliated by their British officers. The chances of promotion of Indians in the army were also limited. It became mandatory for few recruits to serve overseas by the General Service Enlistment Act, but according to the Hindu norms, travelling across the sea was a caste taboo. They could not, the Hindus were reluctant to cross the sea and go to some other places. Soldiers were earlier given overseas allowances or vatta to fight wars outside India. This was also discontinued. British had forbidden wearing of sectarian marks such as tilak, turban or beard, which hurt the religious sentiment. Bengal regiment, which joined the revolt, constituted mostly of the high caste communities of Awadh, who were deeply antagonized by the British annexation of Awadh. Now the immediate cause. In 1856, the Enfield rifle were introduced. Now the cartridges of these rifles were smeared with grease and covered with caps, which had to be beaten off before use. The sepoys believed that the grease was made from the fat of animals that would hurt the religious sentiment to both Hindus and Muslims. So they refused to use them. On the 29th March 1857, Mangal Pandey of the 34th Infantry at Barakpur called upon his fellow sepoys to revolt against the use of new cartridges. He was arrested and hanged on 8th April 1857. So today only after this, you go through the book properly, read all the lines, and then I'll continue in the next class. Thank you.